Hi guys, welcome to Cupcake Bazaar. We are a local business located in Toronto, Canada, and we serve up luxury bespoke cupcake florals. If you've been wondering what you need to be able to create these beautiful cupcake florals at home, then this video is for you. I'm going to talk about everything that you need start to finish, plus I'm going to show you my personal setup just as a reference for you if you need it. Everything will be linked in the description, and you can also comment below if you have any questions. Now let's get into the video. So this is everything that you need to have a seamless cupcake piping experience. Don't worry, it may look a little bit overwhelming right now, but once I go through everything and you see how I place it on my counter, it'll be a lot less overwhelming. Starting on this side, I have my tub of frosting and some cooling racks. Cupcakes can get a little bit greasy from the bottom, so it's best to keep them on cooling racks, and it's also really easy to transport them that way. Right next to that, I have my spoons and piping tips in separate containers, and then I have some bowls as well as jars to give my piping bags structure. Right in front of that, I have my piping bags as well as my scissors. These are my favorite piping bags. They're very high quality and also very budget friendly. They don't burst on you when you're working with cupcakes, and they're also very wide from the edges, so it's easy for me to put them over my jars and I don't feel constricted. In this container here, I have my gel food coloring, some edible glitter, and toothpicks. I only use gel food coloring for my buttercream frosting. I feel like it works the best. I will go through these shades shortly, but these are the only shades that I use. I don't believe in having tons of different colors. These are the only colors I use, and I mix and match to create everything else. Let's talk about toothpicks. Sometimes you do get sugar clumps stuck in your piping tips, so a toothpick is necessary to keep them clear. Doesn't happen often, but I like keeping them around. My gold glitter spray has probably become an essential by now because I like finishing off every cupcake with a little spray of gold dust. Don't use pink and silver that much. Coming back to the gel food colors, I use the brand Anne Clark and Decor Rom, but any good gel food coloring brand with good reviews on Amazon is good. I only have 8 shades, and that's enough for me. I have my traditional primary colors, but then I also have, like pink and vivid fuchsia and brown and orange because I tend to use these guys a lot. I also have black because I like mixing it with royal blue to create the perfect navy color. And this is where I keep my cupcakes. This was probably the most expensive thing that I bought. I got it off Temu, and it was an absolute game changer for my business. I got 2 of these, and each of them comes in stacks of 4. So I can store up to 8 dozen cupcakes, regular size, in here at all times. Cupcakes can dry out fast, and it's best to keep them at room temperature in airtight containers to keep them soft and moist for a long period of time. I was never able to find any container that kept my cupcakes as soft as moist as when I first baked them, like these containers here. Another added bonus to these containers is because they stack on top of each other, I can just tuck my cupcakes away into a corner and they're not taking up my very limited counter space. I highly recommend getting some. I will have them linked for you below. Right next to that, I have my paper towels so that I can keep my counter clean and I can clean the piping tips, and an empty container. This container is very important for me because any garbage that accumulates on the counter goes in here instead of just staying on the counter. So I'll throw my used toothpicks, piping tips, paper towels, piping bags, everything goes in here so I don't constantly have to get up and throw away things in the trash and then wash my hands and then sit back down and keep doing that. Ever since I got this, my space has been a lot less cluttered. So that's an overview of everything that I need, and now I'm going to show you guys how I place it on the table. All right, so this is what the counter looks like before I start frosting. As you can see, most of the cupcakes are kept off the counter at the back, and I only like to work with 1 to 2 trays of cupcakes at a time. This is what my view looks like. I like to have a big open space in front of me so I can give myself a lot of room to frost. I'll take a cupcake from the cooling rack, frost it, and put it back. To my left here, I have my piping bag and my scissors. You'll see that the open part of the piping bag is facing towards me for easy access. Right next to that, I have my food coloring and paper towels. I like to have easy access to everything, so you'll notice that everything is at an arm's reach. Right next to my paper towels, I have my empty container, again at arm's reach. Moving over to my right side, I have my spoons and piping tips. I have them in separate containers and the containers are open. I also have some bowls and some empty piping jars to add structure to my piping bags. And back here, I have my frosting. I'd like to mention that this tub of frosting, these containers, those bowls, these cooling racks, that container, as well as this container, everything is from the dollar store, including these scissors. I will link whatever you can get online down below, but this is just a reminder that you can also be very resourceful and have a successful business. You don't have to spend a lot of money. You can also build up your collection slowly over time like I did. I've been doing this for 2 years and all this stuff works great. Last thing I want to talk about is the frosting. So this is the frosting that I use. If you have a good frosting that works for you, that's great. But if you're looking for a frosting that's creamy, delicious, easy to work with, and easy to make, and stable enough to hold all your designs, then definitely check out this recipe. I've linked it for you in the description below. And that's it. I hope that you guys liked this video and I'll see you next time. Bye!